In the heart of East Africa, within the remote Omo Valley of Ethiopia, lives one of the most enigmatic and fearsome tribes in the world. Known as the Mursi, they are as mysterious as they are terrifying. Their traditions are steeped in blood, pain, and rituals that have baffled outsiders for centuries. Who are the Mursi tribe? The Mursi people are part of the Surmic ethnic group inhabiting the lower Omo Valley in southwestern Ethiopia. Isolated from the modern world by the rugged terrain and their own fierce reputation, the Mursi have thrived in their ancestral lands for centuries. With a population of around 10,000, they remain one of the most traditional tribes in Africa. Their origins are unclear, but oral histories suggest that they migrated from northern Ethiopia, seeking fertile lands and protection from external threats. The Mursi move every 9 to 18 months to discover greener pastures for their cattle. Once somewhere suitable is found, usually under a tree for shadow, they build villages from mud huts covered in dry grass. For the Mursi, survival has always been a battle, not just against nature, but against rival tribes. These struggles have shaped their identity, making them warriors and practitioners of some of the most chilling rituals known to humankind. Life for the Mursi is often arduous and sometimes dangerous, but they have learned to live well, and there is much time for relaxation, chatting, music, and gossip. They have a rich oral tradition through which they preserve and transmit their history, philosophical knowledge, and moral stories. They have a keen aesthetic life that centers on their awareness of color, cattle, and body painting. To outsiders, their ways might appear otherworldly, even ominous, but to the Mursi, these practices are sacred, tethering them to their ancestors and the land they revere. Rituals and traditions of the Mursi tribe. The most recognizable feature of the Mursi women is their lip plates, a practice that has become synonymous with the tribe. But don't be deceived, this is not a simple cosmetic choice. The lip plate is a rite of passage, a symbol of beauty, social status, and resilience. A girl's lower lip is cut by her kinswomen when she reaches 15 or 16 and held open by a small wooden plug until it heals. In the following weeks, the size of the wooden plug keeps increasing until the hole becomes big enough to insert a clay or wooden disc in the lower lip. A similar procedure is carried out for the ear plates that both women and men of these two tribes sport. Kinswomen cause a cut in the earlobes of children to insert wooden plugs and keep incrementing the size of plugs until the hole becomes big enough for inserting clay discs. Over time, larger plates are used to stretch the lip, sometimes reaching sizes as wide as 7 inches. The process is excruciating, and infection is a constant threat, but for the Mursi, the pain is a price worth paying. Contrary to popular opinion, these women do not always wear their lip plates. Unmarried girls and newlywed women wear them in the presence of men. They are generally worn on occasions such as serving men food, milking cows, and important rituals like weddings. Members of these tribes believe that having a lip plate will bring out the beauty of women by enhancing their elegance. Women move slower and keep their heads lower among men because of the weight of these plates. It also shows the commitment to have for their partners and on whose death lip plates would be removed. They believe beauty dies when their life partner does. While the practice may appear shocking to outsiders, it is deeply ingrained in Mursi culture and traditions. The larger the plate, the higher the dowry a woman can command upon marriage, often measured in cattle. But there's more to this tradition than beauty or wealth. To outsiders, the stretched lip may seem grotesque, but to the Mursi, it's a mark of identity, defiance, and their ability to endure unimaginable pain. In recent years, lip plates have also become a point of interaction between the Mursi and tourists. Visitors often pay to photograph women wearing the plates, bringing an economic element to this ancient tradition. However, this commodification has sparked debates within the tribe about the balance between preserving culture and embracing modern opportunities. The stick-fighting ritual, Donga. Donga, the traditional stick-fighting competition, is a spectacle of physical prowess and strategy among Mursi men. This ritual, performed with long, sturdy sticks, serves as a proving ground for young men seeking to display their strength and agility. The fights are not random acts of violence, but highly ritualized events with rules and cultural significance. The ultimate goal of the Donga is multifaceted. For participants, it's an opportunity to gain social prestige and demonstrate their readiness for marriage. Winning a Donga match often increases a man's chances of attracting a wife, as victorious fighters are considered more desirable. The event is also a communal gathering, fostering unity and providing entertainment for the tribe. The most attractive girls in the neighborhood flock to Donga bouts in an effort to be selected by the champions. Instead of getting married, the goal is to flirt. The victors' necklaces are worn around the necks of young women. In Mursi culture, scarification is seen as a significant indicator of attractiveness. "Who's going to fight me?" is sung and danced when fighters parade onto the Donga field carrying the strongest guy. Most warriors fight entirely nude to display their bravery, using no armor at all. The most delicate areas of the body are the head and neck. A fighter is free to challenge anyone to a duel and can strike any area of the body. There is only one rule that makes hitting a man when he is down absolutely prohibited. A boxer won't receive any recompense if he is harmed. His family needs to be compensated in the event that he passes away, which does occur occasionally. Typically, a girl or 20 cows will do. Nobody displays their suffering. On the contrary, they display their bloody wounds or bleeding skin. The fighters who win the fights point their phallic sticks in the direction of the women they want to date afterward. The girl is willing to date him if she wears a necklace around the stick. The new couple's fresh relationship will begin with this. The majority of players are single men. A group of girls waiting outside the stadium select among themselves which one will ask the winner's hand in marriage before carrying him away on a platform of poles. Participating in a stick fight is regarded as more significant than succeeding. While Donga is celebrated for its cultural importance, it is not without risks. Injuries are common, and there have been instances of fatal accidents during fights. This danger underscores the participants' bravery and underscores the high stakes of the ritual. As the Mursi face increasing external pressures, including laws discouraging traditional practices, Donga remains a defiant symbol of their cultural identity. Donga also serves a communal purpose, helping resolve disputes and strengthen bonds within the tribe. By channeling aggression into a controlled environment, the ritual maintains social harmony while reinforcing traditional values. Scarification rituals, Kichoga. Pain is a recurring theme in the Mursi's rituals, and their scarification practices are no exception. Both men and women undergo this ritual, carving intricate patterns into their skin using sharp tools. Mursi and Suri people also adorn their bodies with beautiful but painful scars. Both men and women of these tribes get their chest and upper arms scarred with beautiful keloid patterns. Women undergo scarification with different patterns on their breasts, torso, stomach, back, and face from the time of puberty to the birth of their firstborn. These scars are made with thorns and sharp razors. Scarification is a rite of passage for Mursi men, marking their journey from adolescence to adulthood. Deep incisions are made on the left shoulder, and the scars left behind serve as a testament to the individual's pain tolerance and readiness to take on the responsibilities of an adult. Girls alone had kichoga on their stomachs and in the past on their backs, since traces are still faintly visible on the backs of women of an older generation, while older boys and young men may continue making kichoga after having children. The ideal age to do kichoga for girls is once her breasts have formed. Any earlier, and people say that the kichoga will fade while the girl grows, and it is rarely done after having children. For the Mursi, scars are not merely decorative but symbolic of strength, courage, and tribal identity. Each scar tells a story, representing a young man's preparation to defend his village and assume the role of a warrior. This ritual, much like lip plates for women, is a visual language that conveys social rank and personal achievements. The practice also reflects communal solidarity. During scarification ceremonies, elders and family members gather to offer support and guidance, turning what could be an isolating experience into a shared celebration of identity. As with many indigenous traditions, the scarification process is increasingly under scrutiny from external influences. Globalization and missionary activities have introduced alternative rites of passage, threatening the survival of this ancient practice. Despite these challenges, scarification remains a vital tradition for many within the tribe, a stark reminder of their cultural resilience. Death rituals and spiritual beliefs. Death for the Mursi is not an end, but a transformation. Their burial rituals are steeped in mysticism and serve as a bridge between the living and the spirit world. When a member of the tribe passes away, their body is buried in a shallow grave, often marked with a simple mound of stones. But it's what happens before the burial that is truly chilling. The Mursi believe in appeasing spirits to prevent them from haunting the living. This involves ritual chants, animal sacrifices, and in some cases, self-inflicted wounds as offerings to the spirits. The elders, considered the keepers of the tribe's spiritual knowledge, lead these ceremonies. Their chants, carried by the wind, resonate like ghostly whispers, leaving a haunting imprint on all who witness them. The lip plate is also involved in the death ritual, which carries a number of meanings. Firstly, it's a symbol of great beauty. Secondly, it marks a commitment to the husband because it is worn with great pride when serving him food. If the husband dies, the lip plate is removed since a woman's external beauty is said to fade after his death. When a Mursi man dies, his lip plate is also removed so that he is not mistaken for a member of another tribe. Interestingly, the Mursi believe that improper burial rituals can result in restless spirits, causing misfortunes like droughts or failed harvests. This belief underscores the importance of performing these ceremonies with precision and reverence. The role of cattle in rituals. In the Mursi tribe, cattle are more than just livestock, they are life itself. Every major ritual, from weddings to funerals, involves these sacred animals. Cattle blood and milk are staples in their diet, but the animals also play a crucial role in their spiritual practices. During ceremonies, cattle are adorned with beads and painted with intricate patterns. In some rituals, their blood is drawn, without killing them, as a symbolic offering to the gods. The Mursi extract blood from the neck veins of live cattle, a process done carefully to avoid harming the animal. The blood is then mixed with milk to create a nutrient-rich drink, which is a staple of their diet. Some participate in the blood supper tradition by drinking their cattle's fresh blood prior to a donga. It involves inserting a short, razor-sharp arrow into the cow's carotid artery to cause it to hemorrhage nearly 2 liters of blood. The blood coagulates swiftly. Therefore, the warrior must consume all the contents in one go. According to Surma, cow blood is rich in vitamins that help keep fighters in shape. This practice is deeply symbolic, representing the symbiotic relationship between the Mursi and their livestock. It highlights the tribe's resilience in an arid environment where food sources can be scarce. The act of bloodletting is also seen as a respectful acknowledgement of the animal's importance, as the cattle are not sacrificed unnecessarily. It's a delicate balance of reverence and necessity, one that underscores the tribe's connection to their environment. Tribal wars. While not rooted in tradition, the Mursi are known for their frequent conflicts with rival tribes. These clashes often arise from cattle-stealing raids, territorial disputes over grazing land and water, or even perceived insults. The Mursi people, deeply tied to their cattle and land, view these confrontations as vital to their survival and honor. In these conflicts, guns are regularly used, adding a modern element to what might otherwise be seen as an age-old struggle. For the Mursi, defending their cattle, their tribe and their reputation are worth fighting for, and such battles have become a central part of their identity. The Ethiopian government, while occasionally stepping in when conflicts pose a threat to regional stability, largely remains uninvolved in tribal disputes. In the case of the Mursi, as well as other tribes in the region, it is up to the tribes themselves to manage their conflicts, including the consequences of any killings that occur during clashes. These disputes, often over cattle, territory, or insults, are part of a deeply ingrained warrior culture. The Mursi, like many other indigenous tribes, consider it not only acceptable but also honorable to take the life of an enemy during such confrontations. In fact, the act of killing an enemy or even a dangerous animal is regarded as a heroic deed, showcasing the strength and bravery of the individual warrior. This view is deeply rooted in their identity, with warfare seen as a natural and necessary part of life. Over time, modern weapons have become more common in these tribal conflicts. Guns are now frequently used in the Mursi's clashes, making the violence more deadly and far-reaching than in earlier times when weapons like spears and bows were the norm. While the introduction of firearms has changed the nature of the fighting, the cultural context surrounding these acts of violence has remained largely the same. For the Mursi, using a gun in battle does not diminish the honor associated with killing an enemy. It simply reflects the evolving methods of warfare. In their eyes, whether the weapon is a traditional spear or a modern rifle, the result is still the same. The warrior earns respect, both from his tribe and from the enemy, for his bravery and skill in battle. Warriors in the Mursi tribe often mark their accomplishments with body scarification, which serves as a visible symbol of their bravery and success in combat. Each scar represents an enemy or dangerous animal they have killed, and the more scars a warrior has, the greater his standing within the tribe. These physical marks are not just for personal pride, they are a way to communicate one's strength, valor, and experience to others. When someone sees a warrior covered in scars, they instantly recognize him as a force to be reckoned with. This form of bodily expression is an integral part of Mursi identity, carrying significant social and cultural meaning. It signifies not only personal achievement, but also the respect and recognition a warrior has earned through his actions. For the Mursi, these marks are deeply connected to their sense of pride, honor, and their place within the community, embodying the ideals of courage and survival that have been passed down through generations. The tradition of healing. In Mursi culture, knowledge of illness and divine forces is deeply rooted in the experiences of the natural and social world. Priests who provide a framework for maintaining a healthy community are often called upon during times of crisis, such as epidemics, drought, or crop pests. Alongside priests, lesser ritual families, known as Ewu, play an essential role in ensuring the well-being of the community, offering their expertise to heal and protect. These healers become the central figures during times of communal distress. Their knowledge of rituals and nature is seen as critical for restoring balance and harmony. In addition to the spiritual leaders, there are individuals known as Nana who gain respect for their remarkable talents in craftsmanship, poetry, and even animal husbandry. Some Nana are also skilled in practical healing, such as treating open wounds with powerful herbs or performing emergency surgeries. For instance, in the case of an injury from a ceremonial duel or a dangerous encounter with livestock or wildlife, a Nana might perform life-saving procedures, such as holding a man's stomach in place after a bull's horns have pierced his body. These healers, though not as universally revered as priests, contribute immensely to the practical healing needs of the community, showcasing the connection between physical skill and spiritual power. Yet, it is the Ngeria, or healing women, who are the most active and revered in the daily treatment of illness within the community. These women embody the essence of Tumwi, a divine force manifested through symbols like rainbows, fallen birds, or stones that have descended from the sky. Tumwi connects these healers to the spiritual world, imbuing their work with sacred significance. To treat illnesses associated with Tumwi, the Ngeria use the colors of the rainbow, pink and green, represented through sacred clays. These colors hold deep meaning in the healing process, as they are believed to channel divine energies that aid in the restoration of health, reinforcing the vital link between nature, spirit, and the human body. The Mursi have a distinct healing tradition centered around women healers known as Ngeria. These women are sought out by families and individuals in the community, whether it's a mother desperate to help her sick child, or an adult struggling to recover from a fever or illness. In the shade of a tree during the heat of the day, or by the warmth of a fire as night falls, it is common to find a Ngeria healing a patient. With calm and focused movements, the healer sits astride the patient, running her hands over their bare back. She makes a soft shh shh sound as she strokes and grabs at the body, a rhythmic motion that symbolizes her effort to extract the sickness. This act is part of a healing technique called Leto, where the healer draws the illness from the body through careful touch. As she performs the healing, the Ngeria also makes a pat-pat-pat sound as she places the sickness she has removed onto a small pile of earth beside her. This ritual is not just physical, but also spiritual, as the healer may pause to smell what she has drawn out of the patient, raising a clenched fist to her nose. This practice is believed to reveal the nature of the illness, or even the presence of malevolent spirits. Through these tactile and ritualistic movements, the Ngeria connects with both the patient and the spiritual forces, playing an essential role in the Mursi community's health and well-being. Her actions reflect a profound understanding of the body, illness, and the spiritual forces that affect both. The future of the Mursi tribe. The Mursi tribe is facing a difficult future as the modern world increasingly impacts their traditional way of life. For centuries, the Mursi have lived in remote areas of southwestern Ethiopia, relying on cattle herding, warrior traditions, and unique cultural practices to sustain their community. These customs have been passed down through generations and serve as the backbone of their identity. However, today, external pressures such as government policies, climate change, and the rise of tourism are threatening to disrupt this way of life. As the outside world encroaches on their lands, many young Mursi are drawn to modern comforts, moving to cities in search of better education, jobs, and lifestyles, which leads to a growing disconnect with their ancestral roots. The divide between the younger and older generations is one of the biggest struggles facing the Mursi today. Younger Mursi are exposed to new ideas through the media and the expanding global culture. As a result, many of them are more inclined to embrace modernity, leaving behind the traditions that have sustained their people for centuries. These young individuals often see the benefits of a life that includes access to technology, education, and different career opportunities that come with moving away from the tribe. In contrast, the older generations are fiercely committed to preserving their cultural heritage. For them, maintaining traditional practices like cattle herding, body scarification, and warrior rituals is essential to their identity and survival. This generational gap has caused tension within the tribe as differing views on tradition and progress clash. While some young people are moving away from their heritage, others remain determined to keep the culture alive. Keeping their traditions intact comes at a high cost. Practices such as body scarification, facial disc insertion, and the warrior way of life are often viewed with criticism by outsiders. Many people label these rituals as barbaric, outdated, or even harmful. There are growing calls for the Mursi to abandon these customs in favor of what is considered more civilized ways of life. Yet, for the Mursi, these rituals are far more than just practices. They are vital to their identity. The act of body scarification symbolizes strength, honor, and a deep connection to their ancestors. The large facial discs worn by women signify beauty, social status, and cultural pride. Even in the face of mounting criticism, the Mursi continue to defend their right to maintain their traditions. What do you think about the Mursi? Make sure to subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments.